Hello fellow RVers, this is Gary once again with Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. We're going to do a video about things we wish we would have purchased sooner. First thing we wish we would have purchased sooner is a poop tote. So I purchased this 36-gallon poop tote, which is big enough to hold the total amount of my black water, which is 32 gallons. And I also bought this add-on. This is a valve that shows when it's filling up. So I don't want to overfill it because my gray water is a larger capacity than what this will hold. And this works very well. You just put this through here, put it on the hitch of your car, pull it away to the dump station. Done, you're done. Has the drain right here, it comes right out the side. You can screw a water hose on the top and it sprays in to flush it. It's also got over there too another outlet. Works well for us.
And we got that from
Amazon.
Also the valve.
Amazon.
And what did this do for us?
Well, now we first we were afraid to run our washer and dryer because we have one that's on board, because we didn't want to fill up our gray tank with wash water, which uses quite a bit. But now with this, we can do our laundry pretty much anytime we want. And if we want to do an extended stay at a park for like 14 days, since we usually get about 7 days before we have to dump, I don't have to pack up the whole RV and take the whole RV to the dump station to dump. I can just make maybe 1-2 trips with this thing, this bad boy, and I'm done. It's a lot less work, less time, and it's very easy to use.
Definitely happy we have that. It has opened up our RV life experience so much.
And of course, this is my job. I don't think Sharon has never pulled the poop tote to the dump station.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did. When we were at Olachny State Park,
But did you dump it?
I picked it up and I pulled it.
You wanted to see if it was too heavy for her to pick up and lift, so after she did that,
I
resumed operations.
I just wanted to confirm that I could, in case I had to. Okay, next. What's next?
Another purchase that we waited far too long to do, probably years too long, was we purchased RV snap pads and installed them on our motorhome, which makes setting up a lot easier.
For me.
For Sharon, because before we had to do this. We use boards like these. And as you can see, sometimes they like to crack, and I tape them together with duct tape. I mean, they hold together. But you know, see how they get wet, stuck down into the mud, grass. We don't have to use these. We got the snap pads now.
Now, if you do decide to purchase RV snap pads, you can use the code below in the notes, and you can save 10% off on anything in the store at rvsnappad.com. We are affiliates for RV Snap Pad, and we do earn a commission for that. Now, this brings us to the other side of our RV, and that is our generator exhaust. And I don't know if you're like me, but I can smell that when we're running our generator. As you know, these things are not airtight, as we learned at Searim State Park in Texas when mosquitoes just came up through the front of our RV that was very open, and we know that because we put blankets there and the mosquitoes stopped coming in. So you know that fumes can get in, smells can get in, bugs can get in. We wanted something to take that exhaust up and away from our RV. So we purchased an RV extension system. It is the Gentry RV generator exhaust venting system. And it hooks right onto that pipe, goes right up the side of the RV. It installs in minutes, and you can also take it down in minutes. And it's a great way to help you sleep better or rest better, or just be more at ease in your RV without those fumes coming in. Because I don't know about you, they affect me. Gary's like, oh, I can't smell it. I can smell it. So not only does it help you when you're somewhere to get those fumes up and away from your RV, but also it helps keep those fumes up away from other RVs who might be parked nearby. So next we're going to go inside. The last couple of things are inside the RV. So come on. Inside Ruff Road here, there are some things that we waited too long to buy. And one of those we talked about last week when we were talking about things we have added over the years, and we really waited too long to add these, and that is blackout curtains. Blackout curtains to our windows. We had those day-night shades and they were awesome. I thought it was so cool because you could pull them up and have it lighter and still have privacy, or you could put them down and it would like darken a little bit. It didn't really help the temperature. If you sat on this couch with that day and night shade right there, the heat would just boil in. Well, it's hot outside right now. We're in Florida. It's probably in the 80s, maybe even 90s, and we're perfectly fine right here. I feel no heat whatsoever. So these are blackout curtains. I just got them from Amazon. You can get them anywhere. And window by window, I replaced each window and the blinds or the ugly curtains. We had some ugly curtains up in the cab area, and I replaced those with these blackout curtains. And then just for privacy, because it is so dark in here, I love the dark cabin feel that we have. I know everybody likes the gray and the white, but until we ever paint, I don't know if we will ever paint, I embrace the cabin feel of our RV. We want to have some sunlight in every now and then, and so I added these shears, but these actually help with the sun coming in as well and helps keep things cool. Now, not as good as these blackout curtains, but they do a good job. And plus they give us a little bit of privacy. So every window, including the cab area, has this setup. And then we have two different ones in the back in the bedroom. I have not added shears there yet. I haven't seen the need because we're pretty comfortable back there and we're just only back there for sleeping. I also put a set of shears right over the kitchen sink. And when the awning's not up, it gives us a little bit of privacy in those howdy neighbor campsites where you can look out your window and wave. And also when the sun is glaring in, it really cuts down on that glare and that heat coming in. Now we recently added something that also goes along with insulating, keeping the RV cooler and warmer, and that is we added a windshield reflector in the front. It's not no bells and whistles, nothing that attractive, but wow, it really keeps the heat down off that windshield. We do have a awning that comes down, I mean a windshield shade that comes down, but again, that does very little to keep the heat out. So that reflective accordion style windshield cover helps so much. And I'll leave a little crack so I can see outside, and I can pull it over if I want to. I did add some shears to hang to kind of block off my office area, or if I'm doing yoga, if I need a backdrop or anything. And that has helped keep my area comfortable because Mr. D likes it a little chilly here and I like to be comfortable up in my area. So those are some things that we've added to help the comfort level inside Ruff Road as far as heat goes, and as far as it being cold outside. It's insulating, and it has made a huge difference. We waited too long. One more thing, heading up to my computer, just check out my office. I had to show you something. So the final thing that we're going to talk about today that we waited too long to buy can be found in your phone or on your computer. Mine is on my computer, which is why we're right here, but I can also access it on my phone, and that is RV Trip Wizard. RV Trip Wizard is a trip planning tool, but it's so much more than that. It's under the family of RV Life Pro, and it does so much, but I'm just going to be talking about RV Trip Wizard in this little talk right here. We waited too long to buy this. We started out west in 2019, and we were flying blind. We had a Trucker's Atlas and Google, and we did a lot of research, and it really got scary as we started getting into mountainous areas. We went all the way to the Oregon coast without this trip planning tool, and that's when I decided I'm going to go ahead and buy this because it's too nerve-wracking trying to figure out where we're going and is it safe for our RV. Because in RV Trip Wizard, you can put in the parameters of how far you want to travel. You can put in the size of your RV, and you will be routed accordingly. And we found it to be pretty accurate. You know, we do double check, and if we're going through a mountainous area, we always do a little bit of research, like, hey, is highway, I don't know, 11, 6, whatever, is that a good route for RVs? And we also double check with the Trucker's Atlas, because if a truck can go there, our rig can go there. We have a 33-foot Class A motorhome. So I've done a tour video of RV Trip Wizard that kind of will walk you through everything. I'm going to be doing more. I use it for trip planning and have every year since 2019. What a difference. What a difference. What a difference. So I'm going to tell you 6 things that I really, really love about RV Trip Wizard. It is way too comprehensive to go into everything, but I'll give it to you in bullets. So number 1 is the trip planning. I can archive trips. I can do tentative trips. If I need to explore scenario A, B, C, I can copy a trip and play with that. So trip planning, so important. I can start with point A and go to point B, and then I'll be able to filter campsites in between. So trip planning and routing, very good. We decide how far we want to travel. If we don't want to travel more than 200 miles a pop, I can set that parameter. So many settings within this. So that is trip planning and routing. Then we're moving on to being able to check the weather and the elevation. And that is just as simple as going to a campground you want to check out, click on the park info, go to the weather tab, and on the weather tab, you can see what is the weather going to be like in Pennsylvania, for example, in this area in October. How about December? How about in Arizona in June? What are the average high, average low? So you can kind of get an idea, is that somewhere I want to be at this time? You can see it at a glance. And of course, you can do more research on that, but this tool is right at your hands. Also, you can check the elevation. This tool will show you the elevation and the grades, which is very important if you're trip planning and trying to figure out your route. So if you typically like to drive, say your limit is 200 miles and you're crossing mountains, you might want to back that down when you start looking at your grades, because 200 miles over mountains is going to take a lot longer in an RV. Or if you're pulling an RV, or if you're driving an RV, unless you're in something very small, you just need to take that into consideration. That will affect your trip planning. It's another thing I learned too late. But anyway, okay, and moving on to one very important thing, so important, is reading the reviews and seeing, well, like, what's the road like coming there, and taking these reviews with a grain of salt. But you can get a feel after reading a few reviews. Is this a park I want to go to? Does this park offer what I'm looking for? But probably the most important thing I love about reading the reviews, and it's the first thing I go to, I'll glance at the first reviews. So if you go to the park you're wanting to go to, and you go to park info, and you go to the tab that says reviews, you'll see a few reviews there. You'll see the overall review. It's so many out of 10. But then you go to all the way to the bottom and you click on more reviews, and that will take you to more reviews. And there you'll see, photographs that people have taken. You'll see in-depth reviews. They'll mention their campsite that they were at, and people have done speed tests, so you can check your connectivity. Right there at the top of the page, you'll be able to see, say for example, if you have Verizon like us, is Verizon going to work there? Or maybe it's going to work there, but someone's done a speed test, or people have done speed tests, and it's not really stellar. or maybe it's in the green and it's great, but that is a great tool. So much more I could talk about with RV Trip Wizard, but we're going to wrap this video up. I do want to mention that if you decide to buy RV Trip Wizard, we are affiliates of RV Trip Wizard 2, RV Life Pro, and if you do decide to purchase, you can use the code RUFFROAD, RUFFROAD, and save 25% off your subscription for RV Life Pro. And that includes RV Trip Wizard and more. And I think the cost now is $65, but all things subject to change. There is a 7-day free trial period, so you can go on and check it out. But I can go back and look at any trip that we have done. It is a fantastic tool. If you have any questions about RV Trip Wizard or anything that I've covered today, drop it in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. Sometimes from the comments we will do a video to answer the question, because we do get asked similar things over and over, and I know RV Trip Wizard, you may have some questions about that. So go ahead and ask a question if you have a question. I have a question for you though. Have you waited too long to buy a thing? And if so, what was it? Let us know in the comments. Or just say hello. If you find value in this type of information, if you find value in what we do in this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, just say hello in the comments. We typically do campground reviews and we're hitting the road tomorrow. Woo! We've been visiting with family and we're going to be heading out, and you'll see more campground reviews coming your way. But also we'll keep these RV life tricks and tips and what we've learned along the way in our 7 years of living in our Class A motorhome and traveling the United States of America. And we even lived stationary for a little while. So we are learning as we go, and we like sharing. So we hope to see you on the road sometime. And if you see us, say hello. Safe travels, everyone. Bye.
Take you down my Genturi. Exhaust. Do my 2 clips. Take off my brackets. Pull my pin. That's it.